Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your reading. You know, I dived right into this reading. I sat down to do this for you and I started getting a download. I even got a tone in my ear, which is the sound of a download coming in. And I've got the goosebumps right now too. There's something here. I went ahead and pulled your spread of cards because I wanted to hit this energy right when I had it. Wait till you hear this message. It's really interesting. There's something here where there's a whole new beginning and a big success, but something circles back around, maybe even all the way to childhood for you in a good way. Okay. So I'll see where this goes, but I have got some really good messages for you. So I know you're going to love this reading because I'm just like one big goosebump right now. I can feel it all over. So Chippy, you want to say hi to Sagittarius? Can you come up? Get your cookie. There you go. Have a cookie, take a nap. So Chippy did a reading for you. Be sure to check it out. I'm going to link it to the end of this, a collective reading, and you are going to love it. So thanks for joining me for Dogs, Coffee, and Tarot, and let's dive straight into your first card, which is the Victory card, Sagittarius. Straight in, and I've got brand new cards today, brand new energy for you. So this is completely clean energy. You're getting some sort of victory. First card up, and it is really, really significant. This message is going to resonate with a lot of people, but also for someone specifically, they're saying to me. And I'm also getting a name right now, the name Michael. This could be Archangel Michael as well, helping you get a victory, and some of it is. Yeah, some of it totally is. You feel that too? You feel the angels too? But there's a Michael. There's definitely a Michael involved with this victory, the Six of Wands victory. So your crossing card or challenge at this time is this victory's coming in fast, Sagittarius. Fast. Here's the Knight of Swords. The only thing about this is fast moving is what I'm getting. This victory is going to come in so fast for you, I think it's going to make your head spin. I seriously do. This is so cool. This is such a cool reading, Sag. You're going to love this. So in your energy at this time, we have got the Four of Wands on your mind at this time and the Justice card. There's something about balance in your household coming up. And for some of you, I'm hearing that you've done some clearing work. Yeah, totally. Some of you have done some clearing work. Maybe you even did some return to sender candles or something like that. Because there's something here where I feel like your space, wherever you live or wherever you reside, even your car, even just one room in your house, even just your bedroom or something is clearer than it was. And it's very much having to do with a commitment you made to yourself, to your self-care, to your space, to your energy. Yeah, definitely protecting your energy. And this is why Archangel Michael came in right away. Yeah, helping you clear. I feel like a lot of you have been talking to Archangel Michael recently about protection and wanting justice. There's something here about truth and justice, Sagittarius, at this time, and it can be on a personal level and it can be on a global level. Okay, so we'll see where this goes, but there's some sort of definitely a commitment with this Four of Wands, putting down roots, maybe buying a house, making some new commitment to something that brings you into winning energy, and it's going to happen faster than you ever thought it was. Okay, it's going to come rushing straight in with this Knight of Swords energy. How exciting. Okay, so moving into the past is your Queen of Swords. Okay, so Queen of Swords has represented you for a long time. You know, she carries a weapon. She carries a sword. She's all about truth and clarity and no nonsense, which is very much a Sagittarius thing, especially when you're crossed, right? Not crossed, but crossed. Okay, so I'm really getting here, Sagittarius, that you're not going to have to do that anymore. There's something about letting go of that very defensive, protective energy. And, you know, Queen of Swords is often a solo card. You know, she's been hurt. She doesn't want to be hurt anymore, and she's saying, I'm single and not looking, thank you very much, to people. But this is moving into your past, and something is changing. And like I said in the beginning, something's going to go full circle here, all the way back to maybe childhood for you. We'll see. I haven't gotten the whole message here yet, but we're getting there. In your immediate future, I don't know these cards well yet. Yeah, there we go. In your immediate future, we've got the World. Now, this is about you. This is about the cycle. I was talking about circling back around, but also this is you going to the next level, Sagittarius. Again, success. There's a lot of success cards here already. What I'm hearing is you are definitely leaving some stuff behind. This is like a spiritual graduation when I see the World card. This is why I said you're going to you're going to the next level, but it's bigger than just any level. It's not just a step up. I feel like this is a whole floor up. You know what I mean? And it's a spiritual floor. I feel like this is spiritual graduation for you. And it came from you being very clear on what you wanted. No nonsense. You were like, I'm not fooling around anymore, cutting out things that don't work, cleaning up energy, cleared your house, cleared any kind of bad energy from people. There were people, I feel like, who were draining you. And I see that you saw through their hidden motives, or not so hidden in some cases. And I feel like you've had to get rid of people who drain you, and I think you're realizing it faster than you ever did before. All of that has been an awakening process for you. Not that you weren't awake before, because you very much were. But we keep awakening more and more, as we rise higher and as we evolve spiritually. We see more, we feel more, we understand deeper. We see into things deeper, especially Sagittarius. You guys are so intuitive. So here we go. Yeah, it's almost like you've graduated from a cycle. And this, I'm saying you did already, but I feel like this graduation, the spiritual graduation, is in your immediate future, almost like you're going to, this sounds silly, but it's almost like you're going to hear the angels playing pomp and circumstance for you at your spiritual graduation coming up soon, like in the next week or so. And that could have been some of that tone I heard in my ear earlier. Yeah. You needed to get out of the cycle, Sagittarius. And you did, but it just wasn't all that easy to do. And finally, you've done it. I mean, I feel it. I see the big step up. And your angels are assisting you. Your angels are giving you a leg up. And what I'm hearing right now, it's because Sagittarius has worked really hard. It's like, you deserve it. If anybody deserves it, you deserve it, Sagittarius, because you've gone through the ringer on stuff, I know you know. I know you know. Okay, let's go to your more extended future, which is... You ready for this? Your more extended future is the Ace of Cups. Yeah. So Sagittarius, if you want it, and I'm not saying you necessarily do, but love may be in your forecast if you want it. Now remember, your Queen of Swords self, who would be saying no to this, is moving into your past. This feeling of defending yourself and protecting yourself constantly, that's going away. You're coming into a new cycle. Here's the World. You're coming into a new cycle. Your immediate future, your more extended future. These two go hand in hand. You've graduated from the bad relationships. This is why you've cut so many people out, even in the last 6 months. It's like you're not putting up with narcissistic abuse or verbal abuse anymore, and everything else in between. This is why it had to go the way it went, and that helped you close out that cycle. Okay, I know you know what I'm talking about, right? I know you're sitting there right now. I can see you going, yeah, that's exactly, it's like, yeah, I did. I felt that. I feel like I'm just validating what you already know. I don't feel like I'm telling you anything here that you don't already know. And what I'm hearing right now from the angels is you just needed to hear it. It's like you just needed to be seen and validated. Because you've worked really hard, Sag. Yeah, I feel it so strongly. So, in your energy, the way other people are seeing you is 6 of Swords. Yeah, this pretty much explains everything, doesn't it? Other people are seeing you as moving away from all kinds of turbulence or drama or abuse, narcissists, people who gaslight you, people who disrespect you, people who don't respect your boundaries even. You're moving away from all that. Look at him sailing out into the sunset. So this is you going someplace more peaceful. And other people are noticing that about you. I think the people you set boundaries with are noticing that about you. People that you have reported. I don't know why I'm hearing reported right now, but somebody has done a report, like filed a report on somebody that crossed your boundaries. And you're winning. There's settlements. I almost feel like some of you, I'm seeing a dream, like you had a dream about this and you're like, I need to act on this. It's almost like the universe was going, go ahead, Sag, do it. You're going to win. Like there's been a real nudge here to move away and set boundaries, set really bad boundaries against these bad people is what I'm trying to say, the bad energy. Okay, any kind of thing you consider bad, which people crossing your boundaries is. I got distracted just for a second because I'm also seeing somebody burning a candle, and it is a return to sender candle. Some of you have been under some sort of a spell, or had a spell cast on you, or this is a strong word, but curse. I think some of you have been under some sort of a curse, especially over like the last year, but even as back as they're showing me specifically 2018 specifically. I don't know why that time frame. It's very specific for somebody, obviously. But since that time frame, there's been someone or group of people sending a lot of bad energy. And, curses and spells and things like that don't always come from somebody sitting down and, whittling a voodoo doll or whatever. It often comes from a psychic attack where somebody is just like obsessing about how much they hate you or how jealous they are. And the jealousy is what really drives this. And what I'm trying to say is somebody has lit a candle to send all that back, and it's working. And whether you're physically moving or just your energy is moving in someplace more peaceful, you've cleared that energy, Sagittarius. And congratulations, you have graduated. You needed to turn the corner on that cycle, is what I'm hearing, okay? So let's go over to 9 of Pentacles. This is in your hopes and fears, okay? So I would say this is mostly a hope, and I also see it coming to you. This is all about you being in that feeling of self-sufficiency, and you sort of want to be self-sufficient, and also there's a little bit of reluctance, like, yeah, but if I'm too self-sufficient, will I still just be Queen of Swords over here taking care of myself all the time, by myself, lonely, that kind of thing. Because Queen of Swords is kind of a lonely existence, but she's moving into the past. So here you go. You're looking at this, okay? Hopes and fears. And this is where it gets interesting. This is where I said the whole thing goes full circle, maybe back to your childhood in some way. And we'll clarify and see what that is. But here we go. We've got 6 of Cups. Something from your past or maybe childhood. And this is your final outcome. I feel like something's bringing you, Sagittarius, full circle. It's like from some winning that you did, some victory you got, and leaving all this bad energy stuff behind, it's bringing you back to like your origins, like who you really are. Like, who were you when you were a child before any of the damage was done, you know? And I feel like this innocence of childhood, this feeling, maybe even the space you live in, some truth that's come out, setting boundaries with people, all those things I'm getting is bringing you right back around to this beautiful Six of Cups energy. Total full circle. All right, let's go over here. Let's see, which cards do I want to use? Well, we'll just keep going with these. We'll go with the new cards. So let's see, what is this full circle about? And then I'll do the individual clarification too. This full circle is about the Empress. It goes all the way back to birth for some of you. Yeah. So we were at childhood, now we're back at in the womb. Birth, the Empress. Okay. So this can have to do with mothers and children. This can have to do with mothers and daughters in particular. I mean, mothers and sons too, but I am seeing feminine figures here. Well, there's a little boy there too. So there's something here about mothers for sure with this Empress card and birth, and this is a rebirth as well, because again, this is circling back to who your origins were. And I feel like with you clearing out all this energy, you're coming back to who you really are before you were, misled or not treated well or just confused by authority figures, teachers, whoever, that kind of thing. And now you're coming back to your roots, okay? And it may take you all the way back into prior to birth. And Sagittarius, this could connect you with the guides that encouraged you to do this lifetime, for better or worse. I have a whole thing about that. I'm not sure I should go into that right now, but I don't know, maybe I should. Because I feel like this reincarnation thing is a trap, to be honest. And I've said this for a long, long time, way before it became popular. Now a lot of people talk about it, thank goodness. But I've said all along, like, whoever my guides were, because this is why I don't work with my own personal guides, I work with angels. I don't trust spirit guides. I don't think they've done a great job for me. I think they do for other people, but I don't think I had good guides for some reason. And so I've fired them on a couple of different occasions in my life, literally. So they're blocking me on this right now. I'm not surprised. But anyway, I think that they tricked me into coming here this lifetime. I think that, because what I remember, and I do remember back before I was in the womb. I have great memory of a lot of this. And I remember them promising me, oh, you'll have a horse and you'll live right next door to your grandmother. That part was true. And you'll ride horses and you'll do ice skating. There's this whole ice skating rink that's beautiful, and they showed me a picture of it, and I literally connected with the picture of that just recently, and it was a picture from way back in the early 1950s. Yes, I'm that old. And well, not early, late, but anyway, so I remember that. Well, it was torn out before I was born. It wasn't even there. But they showed me a picture of it. They were like, yeah, you'll go ice skating. I've only been ice skating like 2 times in my whole life. And I did have a horse for a very short while. But what I'm saying is they sort of told me the truth, but it didn't really play out. And I wonder how many of you have had that happen too. The reason I'm telling you that is because I feel like you're coming back to your origins. You're coming back to this whole birth experience. You're remembering this reincarnation trap, which is part of this whole going to the next level, spiritual graduation, seeing through stuff, seeing the truth of things, the clarity, all those things, okay? I hope that wasn't too much of a tangent, and I'm going to keep going. But anyway, I felt like it was important to tell you that, okay? I can't wait to hear your comments on that. If you feel like weighing in, please do. So what's this victory? I mean, right now I'm just feeling like this is the victory. All this clarity and understanding, that's the victory. So your Six of Wands is clarified by Ace of Pentacles. Sagittarius, look at that. So you are totally getting like some big boost in money. I feel like there's something here where I don't know exactly what you're doing yet. I'm going to look at this, but there's something where you're bringing in a lot of resources or money for yourself at this time, okay? And somehow I held up the wrong card. I held up the Knight of Swords. I meant to hold up your victory card, and it's Ace of Pentacles. You are winning in the financial department, is what I'm trying to say, okay? Can't wait to see what you're doing. And this victory is coming faster than you think, all right? Knight of Swords. Let's clarify your Four of Wands and Justice. More balance in your house and in your commitments. It may be balance for some of you in your marriage, okay? It can be the marriage cards. Of course, here's the Temperance Angel. Look at that. There you are, Sag. There's your card. So you're making a commitment, as I said earlier, to yourself, to your obligations, to your commitments, what you want to actually be doing, and your balance, which is the Justice card right here. I've got so many goosebumps right now. Yeah, this is where you're at right now. This is like on your mind. And the more you make that commitment to what you want, to your own Sagittarius energy, the more you're going to bring in Ace of Pentacles and Six of Wands, which is your victory and maybe even a jackpot, large sum of money, or the universe helping you, helping hand with money, okay? You may not be feeling it right now, but I tell you, it's right there. It's coming in. And it's coming through more balance, you know. And once you got rid of the draining people and the spells and curses and bad energy and whatever else you cleared, you've brought in more balance. Yeah, because that lack of balance and all that stuff was keeping you awake. Some of you may have realized you weren't sleeping. You had a lot of anxiety. You felt really drained. What about this Justice card? Clarified by Nine of Cups. Wow. Look at that. So, Sag, what I'm getting here is there's more balance, and it's enabling you to get your wish, but also getting your wish brings more balance. You see what I'm saying? Everything's full circle here. Does that make sense? Everything is full circle here. So one thing led to the other. You created more balance in your life, and now you're getting your wish. But getting your wish also creates more balance. So yeah, wish fulfillment here. And this is in your energy at this time, Sag. Why is Queen of Swords going into the past other than the cycle is over? Yeah, sneaky energy that caused you to be in that Queen of Swords energy, right there, Seven of Swords, moving into the past. So whatever it was, some kind of a sneaky energy, or something you feel like something was stolen from you, like trust, for instance. It doesn't have to be money, it could have been money too, but some kind of trust or something was stolen, because look, she's in her wedding dress here. Okay, it pretty much says it all. It had to do with a marriage, a commitment, and it could have been a marriage to some sort of position in a company. It could be, that sort of marriage. Either way, there was something sneaky that came in that stole something from you. Maybe the job, maybe a relationship, maybe a promotion, maybe money. Take it as it resonates for you. I always tell people, expand these readings. Sometimes people say, well, I don't have a job, I'm retired. I get that, but it can be other things. you know. So, the World. I can't wait to see what they say about this one. Wow. Oh, this is cool, Sag. Okay. So, your spiritual graduation is bringing you into a whole lot more stability, which is this King of Pentacles, okay? For one thing. So, we've got what you're winning is an Ace of Pentacles, and success and spiritual graduation, going to the next level, you know, this new cycle is bringing you into your King of Pentacles energy. Now, it could also be connecting you with a King of Pentacles. Take it as it resonates for you, and you may not know yet because this is in your future. This is happening now, significant. This is happening in your future. So you've got two really good money cards here, okay? And a lot of success and winning. Whew, okay, now, here's where it gets interesting, and don't shoot the messengers. I'm going to say it. You might be receiving new love. Now, I'm not saying you'll accept it. You may not want it. But nevertheless, here it is. I can't stop them from being interested in you, because who wouldn't want a Sagittarius, right? So let's look at this. Some of you do want love. I mean, you would probably want love if it was the kind of love you expected when you first got involved in this, right? You know, if it hadn't been a sneaky disappointment or whatever, you know, a breach of trust and a betrayal and, you know, a lot of stuff. Suddenly I have webs on my face. Okay. That was weird. Having to do with this sneaky, had to do with this. I suddenly, you saw me, I'm like freaking out. I suddenly felt like I just had webs all over my face when I said that. Yeah, so it's something to do with this creepy energy. It's having to do with him. It could be a her, but anyway, it's a him on this card. And it's having to do with something that was taken from you, like trust, but also being caught in some sort of a web. Yeah. All right. So again, full circle. Now we're going over to Ace of Cups, which is in your more extended future, which would be probably, you know, a month generally out, because I read for you weekly. So let's look at this. We've got the Strength card. Wait till you see this card. These cards are so pretty. Look at that white lion. So a couple of things here with the Sag. You might be meeting a Leo, would be the obvious, you know. You might be meeting a very unusual Leo. It's not every day you see a beautiful white lion, which tells me this particular Strength card is all about spirituality, you know. So I feel like you might be meeting someone who's very strong. You might be holding back. Maybe you think that this person is fake because they're so unusual and you want to test them out a little bit, or maybe you're just plain not interested. I'm not sure, but there it is. There it is. This could be somebody who loves animals. This could be a new pet for you. Your new love may go to a pet or a puppy or a kitten, okay, that you might be training. Sometimes this is a, you know, dog training or animal training card. So all of that could open your heart more. And I've still got webs on my face. Sorry, hold on a second. That is so weird. Okay. I haven't had that happen in a long time. Weird stuff happens in readings sometimes. All right. So potential new love and opening of your heart center. And here you are moving away from the Ten of Swords. So your Six of Swords, you're moving into better energy, is clarified by Ten of Swords. This Ten of Swords that happened to you made you move forward and complete the cycle. I'm sorry, I keep scratching my face. Okay, Nine of Pentacles is in your hopes and fears. And it's clarified by the Eight of Swords. You're afraid you're getting in a trap. Now, I'm not seeing a trap, okay? But I see you being afraid you are getting in a trap by either accepting a job or accepting money or accepting help. You know, because Nine of Pentacles is all about being solo, loving where you live and that sort of thing. But if it's clarified by a trap, this is why it's in your hopes and fears position. Okay? Because I see you afraid, oh, what if I get back in that oppressive situation I was in before I just got out of it? Okay? Makes sense. But I'm not seeing it happen, but it makes sense. So let's clarify your final outcome here, which is the Six of Cups, Sagittarius. Six of Cups is clarified by Page of Swords. Somebody from your past is super curious about you. Super, super curious about you. Yeah, and this has taken you full circle. They're also, I feel like they've thought about you over the years, and they may have looked into you, and they're seeing how you're winning and how you're very spiritual, and they're impressed by that. I feel an impression with that. And this is what takes you full circle. I feel like this may take you back to childhood. I said this earlier. This very well may take some of you back to either where childhood was for you, or somebody you knew then, or somebody that knew you then, or knew your family, or something like that. Okay? And they're going to be like, I always knew you were going to grow up to be whatever, you know. You always used to talk about that when you were 5 years old. You know, there's things that we know. There are things that we came here to do and accomplish. And somebody who valued you when you were a child saw that in you, and they remember it. They remember it after all this time. So there we go, Sag. Okay, I've gone on long enough for this. I'm going to go ahead and take this over to the extended. If you're interested, I'll look more into who this is from the past, and this White Lion. I'll look into that and where this victory is coming from, the money. Money for sure. And I'll dig at this, another 10 to 15 minutes. And it's $5.55. It's on Shopify. You get the link right away if you're interested. If not, here's your complete reading. But if you want a little bit more details, it's good for that. And if you ever have a problem when you order the reading, it should open up right away. If I get these spider webs off me. It's not really spiders. It's weird. There's no spiders in here. Something's like messing with me right now. So anyway, if you ever order and you know there's a problem, you don't have to go through customer service. I am your customer service. All you have to do is email me and fix it like that. Okay? There's no problem. But there's hardly ever a problem. Okay? So anyway, if you're interested, the link is below, and maybe I'll see you over there. And thanks so much for being here, Sag. I'll talk to you again soon. Let me know what you thought of this reading. Really strong download came in for this. Okay, have a good one. Bye now.